hours is 125 days.
That's a third of a year.
Yep.
That's a third
4
of a year,
months.
Alex.
Straight in Destiny.
Hello and welcome. My name is J.E. and with me today is my good old friend, Alexander Gonzalez.
Hello.
And please remember that we are not game devs. How are you doing today, Alex?
I'm doing great, Jay. We are in the next generation. The next generation is us.
Are in the next generation. We are here. We're all astrobots. We're all robots.
I'm glad another generation happened in my 20s. I hope 2 happen in my 30s.
I can't say that because I'm 30.
Yep.
Yeah.
You barely missed.
Right? It came out on my birthday, so maybe you could count it.
Yeah. No, I'd count
Well, I mean,
it.
the day after my birthday, but you know. But those are not the ages we are talking about today. Today, we are creating something new, like this next generation. Every week, we are not game devs. We'll create a new, exciting video game idea that we have always wanted to play, but do not have any knowledge or know-how to create the wonderful experience that are video games. Today is my turn to present We Are Not Game Devs 131st IP. Let me start off by asking you a question, and I guess everyone else a question, Alex, and audience. What do you know about raw denim?
Nothing.
Really? Because, I feel like I might have bent your ear once or twice about it.
You may have told me something about it. I may know if it's superior or not. You told me why you like denim. You've shown me the denim you like.
Right.
And for no other reason than me thinking it looks cool.
Gotcha.
I've gotten interested in it, but I don't know the benefits. I do know that Japan makes good denim, and then apparently Canada.
Yeah, Japan, Canada. They're the top denim makers, and also a place in Europe. I forget which one because it's one of the ones I'm not that familiar with. Anyway, that's where nudity
and my
comes
self
from.
knowledge is you don't wash denim.
Exactly.
You freeze it,
and that's been disproven since.
You can wash it.
No, freezing doesn't do anything as they once thought, because the idea of freezing it is that all the bacteria you put in the freezer and all the bacteria will die because it gets to a certain temperature, but that's not the case, and that doesn't actually work in terms of odor control because they do it to get rid of a bad smell in your pants. But essentially, the idea of raw denim is most denim, when you go to a store and buy your jeans, they come pre-washed, sometimes have chemical to it to give it a certain look, a certain style to it. They scuff it up a little bit and they wear and tear it for you. The idea of raw denim, it comes straight out of the dye, sometimes sanitizerized and sometimes not. You have to look it up depending on what you want, and they just sell it to you without washing it. What that does is all the dyes in the cotton are still active, and they will bleed, and they will bleed a lot. And the reason why you want this is eventually, once you wear these same pair of pants for the next 3, 4, optimally 12 months, up to a year.
RIP whatever fucking shoes you wear on that first one.
Oh, most
They're gonna
definitely.
get marked up.
Nothing white on you. Do not do it. What you are essentially doing throughout this year or however long process, the dyes at the most worn part of your body naturally go away the fastest, whereas other parts that just stay there keep most of the dyes in the cotton. And so when you finally wash it, all those dyes go away and you get a very unique pair of pants that is unified to you and have different fades and different areas that look different depending on what happened to that part of the jean.
Now, I don't know how this ties into video games, but I just want to say, if you're just really sweaty in certain areas and wash it, won't it just look sweaty in those areas?
Yeah, those areas You know how the jeans sometimes will have like a white area around the butt or a white area around the thighs?
Oh,
That's what happens
yeah.
when you sweat a lot in those areas. It gives it that white, washed out look. And
You
so
think that's a good look? It's like
people
me
buy it.
self-identifying.
People buy it. They don't know how it was made. You know what I mean? Like people would buy that look. Um,
So I just have to go hiking in a pair of raw jeans
exactly.
and
And
then
some people recommend doing shit like that, like sleeping in your jeans or like going for a jog in your
oh,
jeans. Um,
oh wow, these must be really comfy jeans.
They aren't at first. Let me tell you, they pinch your skin. It hurts, but especially
What kind of
depending
sacrifice? Pinch your skin. What are you talking about?
because it's raw. It's still a little stiff, and so it like gets between your skin, and it could like pinch it. If you like sit down, it'll like pinch the back of your knees. Um,
Oh,
but after like a month of wear, like full 30 days of wearing it all day, every day, or an equivalent of 30 days, those creases become uniform with your body, and then they do become the most comfortable pair of jeans you've ever worn. And also, the time of that takes longer and longer depending on how thick the cotton is. Usually, jeans are somewhere around 12 ounces per thread, and it goes all the way up to like 24, sometimes even crazy stuff like 30. But I would never wear or buy anything that's 30 fucking ounces of thread or whatever, because like even I have one that's like 29 or no, like 27, and those things hurt even after months and months of wear. Like they are so stiff and so hard, and when you bought them, they could literally stand up on its own without anything inside of it. You could just put it down on the ground. Uh, all this being said,
what?
let's tie this back into video games. I want to
Yeah.
make a raw denim type of video game where your character is a denim freak. He's a denim head. He loves buying raw jeans and getting into shenanigans to make his jeans the coolest, most personalized pair of jeans ever. And the point of this whole game is you get your fresh new pair of jeans on, you pull them up, and you go out on this crazy adventure. And I see it kind of like a endless runner or like a jetpack joyride type of situation where you're doing crazy shit, you're going through obstacles, like a side-scrolling platformer, and like depending on what you do, different things will splash onto your jeans. Like let's say like you go through a paint field, or you go like a paintball gun fight or something, or you go through uh like cement, fresh cement, or you go through like sand and stuff like that, and all of this will scuff up your jeans and get stuff onto your jeans. And then at the end of your whole life, or however long you run for, or how many stages you go, your character washes his jeans, it comes out of the wash, and then you get like that's your like trophy for that run, how these jeans look.
All right. I see where you're going with this.
was
So
was the description, the 20-minute talk about raw jeans necessary for you to understand the concept of this game?
I think we both know the answer to that. You could have succinctly said new jeans that form fit and make marks. But I understand where you're going now. And I think we'll have definitely multiple worlds that they can run through to make their jeans. And then these worlds will have levels, and these levels will have splits and paths. That way, depending on which way you run in the level, you'll run into something else that could possibly crease your jeans in a different way. Whether that means running through a high school and playing like a bit of a basketball game where you run through one, or maybe going through a dog park and being chased by dogs.
Yeah. That being said, another cool thing I do want to add to it is if you like, let's say, fall down, or let's say you get bit by said dog, I kind of want your jeans to have a life meter, where every time you fall or get bit by the dog or whatever, they will rip holes into your jeans and scuff them up, because that's also a benefit of having raw denim, where you will you know how like people buy jeans with the holes and like all the like little
Yeah,
strands
the
of
distress
cotton,
marks.
yeah, and all that
Yeah.
stuff. Raw denim lets you create those naturally, or just have none at all if you just never fall down. Um,
Which normal people usually don't,
exactly.
unless you're like a skateboarder.
Right. And so some people with raw denim, they learn how to like make fake ones by using sandpaper and stuff like that. But anyway, I want this health meter to like represent in holes and things to your jeans, and also maybe have a um like a bonus perk system where you could buy, like, maybe there's like a collectible like button the button things on jeans. I don't know what they're called.
Oh, so you can customize the different buttons and even maybe have a button fly,
Yeah, like the button rivets, but more
boot cut.
specifically, um, I'm thinking like patches that give you like special perks, and then you could like patch up the holes
Oh,
in your jeans or just put them in random areas. Because a lot of denim owners, what we like to do is if we get a hole and we don't like the look of it, we'll get a raw denim patch and put it underneath, or put a actual just patch on there.
I see. Interesting. Because at this point, you're too much money into the jeans to throw them away if they're a hole you don't like. You gotta. It's almost like these jeans have lives,
Right.
and that's
And
what makes them unique.
I feel like the further you get through one run without either dying or without your pair of jeans getting totally destroyed, your jeans will look more and more unique after the wash and have different patches if you did fall, and then repair them and they get like special perks and stuff. And then by the end of all of the levels at the run, you'll get like the most coolest looking pair of jeans. Um, Whereas in the beginning, they'll still come out really, really blue with very little fades and very little stress marks and all that. And honeycombs, as they like to call them, which are the lines behind your knees. But
Why are they called honeycombs?
I don't know. That's just what
They're
they're
not
called.
hexagonal at all.
They kind of are if you look at them. They're like really long. But what do you think? What else do you think we could
Oh,
add to this? Because it's pretty, so like you could just imagine you're just going through a bunch of environments where that'll just get your jeans dirty as hell. Like maybe like
there
a
has to
mud
be.
marathon, like I said, paintball gun fight.
Well, you can't do. You have to do mud right because you still have to see the jeans. You don't want to see what's going on.
Well, I think as you're
Paintball,
running, you know how in
sure.
games the mud will kind of just fall off eventually, but it will still
Oh,
stain them
okay,
in certain
yeah,
areas. And then for paintball, you'll get hit a couple of times, and then eventually the paint will start off as really bright, but as a couple levels progress, it'll like fade into the jeans. Um, Another idea that I was thinking is like at a beach. This is a little bit gross, and this is what extremists do. But a lot of people actually like doing a beach wash for their very first wash, where you take a swim in ocean water in your worn pair of jeans. Like this is after you've worn them for
Doesn't
like
that
a year or
dye
two.
your legs blue?
No, it doesn't ever do that. It's not that crazy. But you'd go take a
Doesn't it
swim,
make your legs blue though? Wouldn't it?
maybe for like a little bit, but it wouldn't like do it for like a long
Like a
time.
day?
But this is you only do this after like a year or two or even 3 years of wear, and so there's barely any dye in there left. But
Okay.
you would go into the water and then get all that seawater in there, and then what you do is get sand all over them and then wipe it all off, and that'll like give it a very harsh dye wash where it get all the dye out of the places where it needs it. It kind of like it's like using sugar scrub on your skin is essentially what you're doing to your jeans, and then you wash them clean right after that in clean water. But we could have a huge beach level that pretty much just does this, and it's like super abrasive to your jeans, and maybe it's like, you know how in like certain like fire levels you'll just have continual damage. Maybe at the beach you'll have continual damage to your jeans, but it's like maybe it could be like a coin rush level where it's going through the beach and getting your jeans really, really damaged, but also gives you like a lot of points to spend on patches or whatever. And button rivets.
Okay. I see what you're saying here. This sounds pretty interesting.
At
The
the
beach level would be good, and you can still do fun, stupid stuff too, like running into kites, volleyballs, all while there being a beach.
Oh yeah, you could go into the air in like a hot air balloon and have like a whole air sequence. Get bird poop all over it. Um, Another cool idea that I thought of just now is when you first start off each run, kind of like a roguelike, you have an option to buy um a new pair of jeans to start your run. And I guess it could cost a certain currency, but like so you have your basic straight fit, and then like maybe for a few coin or a few button rivets you could buy the boot cut, and then like each one of these different fits of jeans have different perks and power-ups that help you through the level. Like the boot cut, maybe you have
Yeah.
a floatier jump time, like you can jump longer distances and stuff like that.
Yeah, and you can unlock different jeans, bell bottoms, skinny, athletic.
Yeah.
I don't know many jeans.
There's
and
a lot,
fly.
but pretty much
High waist, low waist, cut off.
exactly. And also graphics. One of the most beautiful games you've ever seen in your life is what I picture for this game.
That way you can see the denim. You can see the individual. What is it, like the lines, or what is that in denim? That pattern.
It's a I don't know what the pattern is, but it's like a weave or whatever. But it's just cotton in like a I forgot what they're called, right? It's like it's a single something loom, a single shutter loom.
Oh.
But every denim company does it a little bit differently, and then like depending, like Japan does it a little bit more different, where they have a more traditional way of making jeans, and then Canada incorporates like old school and new school. Everyone has their own like kind of way of doing it, but we could kind of make this like a snowboarding sports game, or like just a regular sports game, and be advertised by like certain brands of jeans. Like we'll have like APCs in there, we'll have fucking
Let's
nudies
do
in
it.
there, we'll have like
Let's do it.
the
The people buying this game are going to like denim, and
Yeah.
or at least be interested in it.
we can't have Cheap Monday because they shut her down. But we'll have all the big
COVID.
boys, Samurai,
All right.
Naked and Famous. We'll have everybody. I know most people have no idea what I'm talking about, but it's okay.
It's okay. Me either, guys. There's a pair of Dragon Ball Z pants I wanted.
Yeah,
Didn't get
those were Naked and Famous. But music. What kind of music are you listening to during this whole thing?
What music represents denim? I don't know. Denim's for any lifestyle, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the thing
You're
about
running,
denim. It's
so I
for
guess some
everybody.
action music. Could be some rock, just something upbeat for sure.
I want to get super Tony Hawk with this. We have like the sponsorships. We have like
punky?
oh, that's not punky, but I want like a full soundtrack that like will like give it to all the biggest denim heads, and like get music samples from people who love denim from all over the world. And people who are this into denim are usually pretty hipster. So you're probably going to get some artists and bands that you're probably not going to know that well. So I don't think getting licensing for these music is going to be too difficult. And I think we could just build a soundtrack. We'll have everything from country to rap.
All right, sounds good. We're just gonna get some hipster music for this hipster game.
Most of it's going to be folk music.
All right.
How much are you willing to pay for this game?
This is free to play.
What? No. No way is this free to play.
This is straight up like a game coming out of like Korea with ultra high graphics that's really fun to play, and then latches onto a couple whales later on.
No, I see this.
I don't want to be that company, but it's just what I imagine. and it has just product placement in there, and
I see it as a $30 game. And I say $30 because I'm kind of thinking about when Monster Energy Drink made that motocross game. I think they released that game for $40. And that was essentially this. It was just a big advertisement game. But this one at least is like a collaborative effort. I put it more in the veins of like a SS Tricky or like a Tony Hawk Pro Skater or like even the 2K games and the Madden games.
You're asking people to spend $30 on you wearing denim and running around and getting them dirty and then getting them clean.
But I think the gameplay could be super cool and very colorful. It could be a graphical showcase just to see how cool these different environments are affecting these jeans. It's like when people saw Uncharted 4 for the first time and Nathan Drake was getting dragged by the thing and everyone was like, oh my God, look at his jeans getting caked in mud. That looks so amazing. That could be just this game. It could just be a showcase of how great textures work.
So it's a graphical showcase and with colors, and I guess maybe we're going to be using the reactive control so you can feel what's hitting your jeans.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. This is definitely a next gen experience, I believe.
Okay, so
only possible on PS5 and Xbox Series S.
Because it's next gen, I guess $30. That way it's almost like a low ticket price entry.
Yeah, it's a budget next gen game that you just get to look at cool visuals, and if you're into it, raw denim really, really quickly where you don't have to wait a whole year to see the all the progress you've made in the last year.
There you go.
All right, Alex. It's time to start your timer because it's time to name this game.
All right, go.
Raw.
Nope, I don't think that's it. The jeans we wear.
Second skin. Oh, that.
All right.
That is kind of copyright because that is Nudies like slogan. So then this would have to be a straight up Nudies game and nobody else. Because I believe Nudies calls their jeans your second skin.
Can we call them just jeans? Can we call it jeans? Denim? Can we just call it denim?
We could just call it denim.
All right, denim in 35 seconds. Denim is a running game where you run through various obstacles in raw denim in order to weather them and wear out the dyes in a cool looking crease, which you can share online with friends. Play through different levels such as the beach, the forest, the volcano, and of course, the North Pole. Wash your jeans and watch the dye fade. In denim, what?
I feel like that description was your most like, I'm just throwing shit in here now to fluff it up I've ever heard your description. Desert, beach, volcano, and of course, the North Pole.
Because realistically, you can run anywhere, and that's I think where we'd be putting the DLC in.
Yeah. All right. This is the first time I'm very curious about this question here. I think we have a game here, Alex. What do you think? Would this be a game you'd want to play, and is it fun?
I'd play it at your house. Like, I know it'd be behind. I know it'd be on your PS5. But if you were to tell me, unless you told me specifically, you sought me out and you said you have to buy this game, I don't think it would be on my radar now.
I would love this.
But the thing is, I mean, yeah, it's if it launched day and date with PS5. I mean, shit's crazy right now. You never know.
Right. Like, you might just be like, all right, fuck it. $30. Let's play this weird ass Gene game.
Yeah, I heard the trophies are rad, and just kind of like go from there.
I
It
can
has to have
imagine
really
me
good
trying to sell it to
trophies.
you where I'm like, all right, you got to play this game. It's beautiful. Like when things splatter on your pair of jeans, it looks like fucking real life. You just have to get past all the paid advertisements that you get. Like when you open up your phone,
So,
it tells you to buy APC's jeans for $400 a pair. And then it gives you like a Nordstrom rack link.
what happens if people start using this game for nefarious reasons?
How?
Like you just end up making a customizable character that's super thick. You slap a pair of jeans on them. You take them through the muddiest, dirtiest course. Did I just ruin the game?
So be it. They can do what they want.
They do what they want with the game they paid their hard-earned money for.
All right.
I think also, would you like this game, Jay, and would it be something you'd want to play?
Oh yeah, I would play the hell out of this game. And I mean, the biggest payoff of being a lover of raw denim is washing it and finally getting to see what your pair of jeans look like and what they're going to look like for the rest of its life. Because you don't really know what your pair of jeans is going to look like until you wash them. You'll have an idea. You're going to see, okay, there's some stress here, there's some fading here, but when you wash it, that's when you're going to see what color it all is and how light, how dark. And sometimes the wash ruins a pair of jeans. Sometimes it's just too light and too contrasty, where it's like black, blue, like deep blue, and then just straight up white.
Oh, but if you paid like tons of money, all right, that's interesting.
Yeah.
They just die.
All right. Now that we have a complete game, what game studio would you sign to be able to make Denim the best?
This is tough. This is tough. I'd want to say was it Ubisoft that did Mirror's Edge?
I believe so. I actually don't know. I didn't play. It might be EA actually.
I might do Ubisoft Montreal
Why is that?
because I think they made Mirror's Edge.
I'm not. I mean, look that up. I don't know if that's true. It might be EA.
All right. It was Dice. So Dice.
DICE does make very pretty games. They have some pretty stuff out there.
All right, how about you?
Vicarious Visions, who is most recently known for their Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 remaster. Just because they know how to get the deals, they know how to get the sponsors, and they make pretty looking games.
All right. My next one is Crytek for obvious reasons. I want this game to test your system requirements.
I also have one. What is it called? Give me 1 second.
Let's see. I guess I would also want. Is it Playdead Studios? Turn 10 Studios and Playground Games. They honestly did Forza Horizon, and the sky they brought into that game and the asphalt was fantastic. Imagine what they did if they put that camera that watched the sky one day, every single day for a year, on your ass while you're wearing a pair of jeans. You get some realistic looking jeans. Go ahead.
I want to give it to Red Lynx, a Ubisoft developer, and they're the developers behind Trials Fusion, the motocross like trial and time and like that thing type of gameplay. Kind of more physics based, but there's physics in this game, and there's side scrolling, and there's
yeah. We presume we live in the real world where physics applies, right?
But yeah, I give it to them.
Okay, and obviously Sucker Punch.
Sure.
Yeah. come on, that you move the best in Sucker Punch games. It's the funnest to move around.
And with that, 131st IP has gone gold. We hope you look forward to this experience I'll probably never release. You could write to @poundgames@gmail.com if you have anything passionate to the game we created today. Also, give us feedback. We're still learning how to make the show better, and your feedback really helps. We have a Patreon. If you'd like to back our ideas, please head over to patreon.com/wearenotgamedevs. Patrons receive episodes 2 days early and an extra podcast at the beginning, which called the tail end of our conversation at the beginning of this episode. That's patreon.com/wearenotgamedevs. If you liked our show, why not subscribe and give us all the stars on Apple Podcasts, Google Play Store, Spotify, YouTube, and more. And if they ask for a review, instead of reviewing our show, become your inner game critic and review Denim, the video game we just created. Thank you for joining us today. We'll be back next Friday with another new IP. Again, my name is J.E.
And I'm AG.
Thank you. And please remember that we are not game devs. It's a raw denim simulator, man.
It is raw denim simulator. The player, when you press A and you get into it or press X, he'll say, "I'm going raw," and then the level will start.
Or for me now, apparently, when I press
It's
circle,
fucking raw.